Established in 1968 as l'École des recrues des Forces canadiennes to train francophone candidates for the newly amalgamated Canadian Forces, the school comprised 6 officers and 45 non-commissioned members who instructed candidates through a 7-week course. In 1979, the school was relocated to the General Allard complex, occupying facilities specifically designed for the recruit school. And in 1987, female candidates were completely integrated into all platoons. After the closure of Canadian Forces Base Cornwallis and the transfer of its Anglophone training responsibility to Saint-Jean, the school became a fully bilingual unit. In 1996, the school became officially known as the Canadian Forces Leadership and Recruit School and is responsible for conducting the basic training for all personnel entering the Canadian Forces, both officers and non-commissioned members. The staff is now composed of 34 officers, 308 non-commissioned members, and 25 civilian personnel. Since 1968, more than 58,000 members have begun Canadian Forces careers at Saint-Jean. Canadian Forces Leadership and Recruit School has an annual training capacity of over 6,000 students, including 4,800 recruit candidates and 1,200 officer candidates. The school is a leader in the field of integrating technology into training institutions. This is where the young people you are about to meet will be introduced to life in the Canadian Forces. A career in the Canadian Forces is both demanding and rewarding. For those who choose to serve, regardless of age, gender, or background, the journey begins here. We'll follow 5 young Canadians from the recruiting office through the rigors of basic training and beyond. We'll share their experiences, we'll share their goals and aspirations, we'll share their triumphs, and we'll share their defeats.
I'm Sergeant Derek Scott, and this is Basic Up. Let's meet our 5 candidates.
21-year-old Giles Harding is from Toronto.
I'm looking for more disciplined direction in my life. I've been slacking a lot, like when it came to high school, and I always had the ability to get the grades, but always just not putting all myself into it, and I figured the Army's a perfect thing for that for me, and it'll actually give me more discipline for later on in life. And I really want to join the infantry because I want the hardest thing out there. I want just so I know I can get through it and just have the hardest thing and be able to work from it from there. And my preparation, that's a different story. I've always been into training, but now I've actually, kicked it up a lot harder. I've been running with weights because I know it's going to be running with backpacks. I read a lot of military infantry-based books so I can know about some of the hard stuff that they went through and some of the difficult aspects that there's going to be, and just stuff like that, and yeah, but my training, I've definitely put it up to a lot harder level than I usually do, and just to get ready for this, but I'm not really worried or anything. I'm just going to take it as it comes, and because the minute you start thinking about it more, that's when your mind's going to get out of it. So my dad was in the military himself. He always just said, take it and just let it roll right off your back. So it doesn't affect you. The minute you start letting things affect you, that's when you're going to lose.
Adam Hudson is an 18-year-old, originally from North Bay, Ontario.
I would say after looking at my dad's career, the job security, and how well our family's been treated, that was pretty much the only reason I joined, because of the great benefits and job security. I think it'll be a good challenge, and I can't wait to practice my teamwork skills with everyone else that's there.
Ken Collins is 19 and from Toronto.
Career in the Forces, I have a 5-year contract in which I would just like to try out right now. And that will be the time I would decide whether or not I would continue with this or I want to try something different. Because who knows, I may become tiresome of a combat engineer. I might want to see if I can get into a pilot. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be tiresome. It's just going to be everything what I don't expect, which is kind of neat because you're going to somewhere you've never been before and doing something you've never done before. And that's what I expect.
Joanne Waremko is 20 years old. She's from Montreal.
I'm born and raised in Montreal, Quebec. I came here today in hope of joining mobile support equipment operator. I thought that would be the right trade for me. Because it has traveling involved and I get to use all different kinds of vehicles and become a better driver, considering I'm not a good one. What really sparked my interest was my dad. He always said he had his best time of his life here. So he was in it for 6 years and he regrets leaving it. I figured I'll go in it too, make him proud for once.
Ryan White is from Whitby, Ontario, and 24 years old.
Heading to St. John, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't feel it so much now. I'm sure I'll feel it as soon as I get off the plane, but not so much now, but I know for a fact I'll enjoy it, whether it be a lot of good experiences, a little bit of bad. I know I'll take all of them with great stride and be able to deal through it. So 6 or 10 years, I see myself more than likely still in the forces, actually. I don't have any reason to leave. I have no other occupation I really want to follow in through, and I really believe that this is an aspect of life that I'm going to want to deal with and I'm going to want to contribute to.
Basic Up will be right back. Our candidates all began with a visit to a local recruiting center and their busy places. This office in Toronto sees thousands of visitors every year.
Forces? Okay, what are you interested in?
Infantry.
Infantry?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to close with and destroy the enemy?
Yes.
Well, babyface guy, you want to be a bad guy? All right. You got some minimum requirements for the Canadian Forces. And they're as follows. You must be a Canadian citizen. You got to be free from legal obligation, which means you're not on parole, probation, community service, that sort of thing. You got to have at least 17 years old. And you have to have a minimum of 15 Ontario high school credits in grade 10. Ideally, we prefer that you graduate high school. But what's your level of education?
I'm a high school graduate.
You get any post-secondary?
No.
All right, cool. What I'm going to have you do is sign in the book here. And the training is usually done in Fort St. John. That's the south side of Montreal. It's 10 weeks. And there we essentially teach you how to be a soldier. Anything from wearing a beret. By the way, I hope you like your hair. Not going to have much of it once you start your course.
While our 5 featured individuals have different goals and aspirations, the process is the same for all. Candidates are asked if they have preferences in terms of the trade they'd like to learn. All candidates are given the opportunity to view presentations of various options available to them.
Basic training, non-officers. All right. If you got any questions, I'll be happy to deal with you. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. Put the headset on away you go.
Good morning. I'm Corporal Voodoo. I will be conducting the Canadian Forces Aptitude test session for today. I want you to pay close attention to everything that's said from this point onward. If at any point in time you have a question, raise your hand. I will answer it. All right? Right now, make yourselves comfortable. I want you to take everything that you brought with you into this room and place it on the floor beneath your seat.
All candidates are required to undergo a standardized aptitude assessment. This exercise often indicates a particular talent or skill the recruit may possess and not even be aware of. Testing also helps to ensure the candidate's career choice is appropriate and achievable.
Right now, I'd like you to take the alphanumeric service number that was provided to you and enter it into the field that appears on your screen. Question?
Yeah. Where do I put it?
Just using the mouse and the touch-tone keys. Click in the service number we provided. It will appear on the screen there. When you're ready to continue, hit continue.
John, let's start.
After aptitude tests are completed, candidates are asked some thought-provoking questions about themselves in one-on-one interviews. Invariably, candidates are asked to examine their own strengths and weaknesses and to put into words their reasons for wanting to join the Canadian Forces.
Okay, Giles, can you tell me why you want to join the Canadian Forces?
I just need I'm looking for someone with just more discipline in my life. It seems like my entire life it's always been either I'm always going half-cocked on something. Like in school, when it came to grades, I was always just doing just enough to get by. All my teachers, my parents have always told me when it comes down to it, it's like if you just put in that extra effort, you could be doing so much more.
Well, my father's in the CF, and it's always just been a big role in my life so far already. And it's been great for our family, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Well, basically, my father was within the Air Force, right? And his father was an RCR, and it's kind of like a military columns thing to do.
Tell me why we should hire you. Why we should enroll you in the Canadian Forces?
I think you should enroll me because I'm a dedicated person, and I'm willing to pretty much do anything once I'm in.
Basically myself, I am very dedicated to the job which I'm trying to do. I'm self-reliant, but also I love to work as a group, as a team, which I find is very essential within the military. It's just easy for me to take orders. I have a fairly strict family, so it's no surprise. It's like when we see the videos, and that's just like home. It's kind of funny.
I want to be there, so I'll perform to peak performance and do my best. I feel it'll be an asset. I'm in pretty good shape. I can take orders pretty good and should be able to hold out as well.
Can you tell me about some of your transferable or relevant skills? What do you bring to the table? It's going to help us out here.
Quick thinking. I'm just used to knocking on my feet. I have a good knowledge already. My father was in the military. He's already taught me about map reading. He's taught me about physical fitness and certain other aspects that might involve infantry duties. So I've already been somewhat versed in some aspects of the job already. So I feel that I'll be able to be very capable.
I love to hike, and I pretty much do what I'm told, being from a military family, so I guess you could think that's a skill.
No, like I said before, leadership skills and the ability to carry out an order is very essential without thinking. Right? It's just out there. That's basically like.
Can you tell me what you think your strengths are? What are your strong features?
I'm a people person. I get along with almost anyone.
I'm well determined. I never give up. Once I have a goal, I just do everything to strive towards it.
It kind of compiles together. I think the schooling did a lot for always having to be on time and always having to have your work done in that. High school I kind of slacked off a little bit, as to be expected for most people who are in high school, but took a year off, worked, and then went to the post-secondary, and I did well in that. Didn't miss a day, had a high average. You'd learn to respect it a bit more and to be able to take your time with it. So that'll help out as well, and the self-discipline in that, which will slowly develop as well.
How about weaknesses? Everyone's got some of those. Can you think of anything here that you're working on, or you need to develop more?
Sometimes I'm a little bit of a smart ass when it comes to authority sometimes. Yeah.
I talk too much.
Personal traits in which I might have to work on would have to be making sure I understand it without questioning myself as an individual. It's like, can I put this through? Like, thinking is what distracts you from doing your job correctly.
The physical challenges of basic training and a career in the Canadian Forces dictate that candidates be in good health and have no pre-existing medical conditions. Before any recruit can join, he or she must pass a head-to-toe medical and physical examination.
Skin problem, headache, hearing problem, vision problem. Stiff neck, cough with spitting, shortness of breath, heart palpitation. Nausea, vomiting, abdominal spasm, diarrhea. Wake up during the night to go to pee.
It goes down.
Don't go away. Basic Up will be right back.
What I want you to do is come on in and you're going to grab a seat where you see your name.
Candidates who have met the requirements must now complete the requisite paperwork in the next step towards becoming a member of the Canadian Forces family. In essence, it's the official commitment, the time when the name is signed on the dotted line.
In Section 3, it says, I, the applicant, do hereby enroll. So an A is indicative of that. And then you're going to sign where it says signature of applicant. Today's date is already typed in there for you. And as well, the commanding officer of this unit has already signed the form. We give you the option of taking an oath or a solemn affirmation when you pledge allegiance to the Queen. They both hold the same bearing as far as the law is concerned, all right? One you swear in the Bible, one you don't. So basically, if it indicates a 1 in the box, you're going to be taking an oath. And if it indicates a 2, you're going to be taking a solemn affirmation.
Before anyone joins the Canadian Forces, he or she must take an oath of allegiance to their Queen and country. This is often a highly emotional time for candidates and their families. Many young people will be leaving their home and families for the first time. While there are inevitably some tears, any sadness is most often countered by abundant best wishes, optimism, and a great deal of pride. For the individual, it's the culmination of planning and decision-making, recognizing a desire to learn, to improve, to experience, and to ultimately serve their country.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
That I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance.
To Her Majesty.
To Her Majesty.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen of Canada.
Queen of Canada.
Her heirs and successors.
Her heirs and successors.
According to law.
According to law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I,
Ryan White,
do solemnly swear
that
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
To Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II.
to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II,
Queen of Canada.
Her
Her heirs and successors.
successors,
According to law. So help me God.
So help me God.
Raise your right hand.
I, Ken Collins,
Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen of Canada.
Queen of Canada.
Her heirs and successors.
Heirs and successors.
According to law.
According to law.
Second,
Queen of Canada,
Queen of Canada,
her heirs and successors,
her heirs and successors,
according to law.
according to law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Well, I guess we're all very proud that Giles has chosen to give service to his country. And I think that's a feeling that I have today.
It's a beginning of a long, long road for him. I know he's thought about it a lot and very seriously made a few decisions, and we're very proud of him. And it's going to be a great, great trip.
It makes me feel proud. I'm very nervous. I'm hoping that it'll all work out really well in Saint-Jean.
I'm very proud as well, but as a mother, as you can understand, I'm a little sad to see him leave the nest with all the kids.
I'm happy I finally made it after 3 years. You people take a long time to call. So that's all I have to say.
Well, I know she's going to do well. I really hope she doesn't because I'm going to miss her. So I hope she comes home and she gets kicked out, but I know she's going to do good. It's bittersweet in a way. I'm letting go of my youngest one. But as his father said, he's been wanting to do it for quite some number of years now, and I'm very proud of him.
More Basic Up in just a minute. With interviews, medicals, paperwork, and other formalities over with for the time being, the day finally comes for the successful recruits to say goodbye to family and loved ones and head off to basic training and the biggest challenge they will all face in their fledgling military careers.
I do got a pen.
The one we set his life away with. We'll just photocopy yours and send it out.
Oh, the funny thing would be if I don't care what your first name is. I want your last name so I can check you off. Okay, your last name? Harding. Okay, good. What's going to happen, gentlemen, is we're going to wait here until 13:30. There's going to be a bus, because there's more than just you coming in today. We're going to wait here. Okay, once we get to the school, what's going to happen is you're going to move in. We're going to go to the green desk. We're going to put you in a classroom. You're going to get a quick briefing on what's going to happen for the next couple of days until your training starts. You're going to be CB'd or confined to barracks or confined to base, pardon me, where you're not allowed to leave the base at all. Okay, once you're there, you're there. Okay, there will be no alcohol consumed this weekend while you're on base, and further details will be passed on to you once you get there.
Most admit to feeling a heightened degree of anxiety as the big day approaches, the day they arrive at the training facility. Though some will excel and some will be discouraged, all recruits will share an experience they won't soon forget.
I don't know what to say, but we're finally here. It's been a long time, long wait, and it's kind of nerve-wracking, but it's exciting at the same time. Here with a bunch of guys right now. We're all like becoming like a bunch of brothers as it is. We're getting to know a lot about each other's backgrounds, what we are, what kind of education, what our goals are, and what we want to get out of this.
Lots of partying, and I probably lost a little bit of edge on the physical side, but I'm back up there, I hope. And yeah, me and my family, we had the normal dinner and everything, and all the goodbyes and everything. So by the end of it, here I am.
These guys, I'm very surprised. I feel like we're already like a tight family already, teamwork and everything. I know we're going to get along great.
Worst fear would be the running. Like I practiced a lot of running in that, but I had a rollerblading accident probably a couple months back, and I had an inflamed tendon. Took medications. It's been fine since, and I've done some practice runs. But my fear would be coming back and restricting me in that manner, right? Other than that, the fear obviously of failure or anything like that. So you just got to try with it, stick with it, and hold up with your fellow privates in there and try to keep each other going.
The green door is more than just a door. It's a symbol. Those who enter the green door at Saint-Jean are leaving their old lives behind and embarking on the challenges of basic training and a career in the Canadian Forces. We'll find out how our 5 recruits cope with their first days on the inside next time on Basic Up.